Hello students, warm welcome. In this video I am going to discuss questions based on conditional constructs. So in the last video I discussed the theoretical concepts regarding the conditional constructs. So in this video we are going to see 15 important questions, and specifically the questions are important if you are preparing for the ICSE board exam. So let's see the first question. Write a program to accept 3 integers and find the largest among them using if statement only. Okay. So we are not allowed to use else, we have to use if statement only. So let's see the solution for this. I have declared a function largest which takes 3 integer numbers as parameter, num1, num2 and num3. First I have assumed a maximum value. Okay. I have assumed that num1 is max, it is the largest among the 3 numbers. Okay. And I have stored it in the variable max. Now this assumption may be wrong or right. Okay. That will be figured out in the later part of the code. So next we are checking whether the next number, that is num2, is greater than our max variable. Okay. So if we assume 3 numbers, let us say 7, 9 and 2. So in max we have 7 right now. So here the condition becomes 9 greater than 7. So this condition is true. That means our assumption in line number 6 was wrong. So we need to update the value of max. So that update is happening here on line number 9. We are replacing 7 by, or rather we are replacing num1 by num2, okay, which is 7. So in max we have got 9 right now, because the value of num2 is 9 and we are assigning num2 to max. Then next we are checking the third number. Okay, we are checking the third number, that is num3. Is num3 greater than max? If num3 is greater than max, then again we will update the value of max to num3, but in this case the value of num3 is 2 and the value of max is 9. So the condition is false. So the value of max remains 9, and then ultimately control comes to line number 13, and here it is going to print largest number is max, which is 9. So let's have a look at the output. So I am going to input 3 numbers here, 7, 9 and 2. So as you can see, the output is showing as largest number is 9. Okay. Let's try out some different values. Let's say 10, 8, 10, 8 and 3. So, you can see this time it is showing the largest number is 10. Then let us try 56, 45 and 99. So, you can see it is showing me the largest number is 99. So, this is how you will find the largest among 3 numbers using if without else. Question number 2. Write a program to determine if a number num is divisible by 2 divisors, div1 and div2. So, this is a very simple program. We have to check whether num is divisible by both div1 and div2. So, here I have the main function, it takes 3 parameters num, div1 and div2. So, in line number 6, I am checking whether num is divisible by div1 and num should also be divisible by div2. So, if both the conditions are true, it will print that num is divisible by div1 and div2. So, let us assume some values, let us say 10, 2 and 5. Num is storing 10, div1 stores 2 and div2 stores 5. So, here it will become, the expression will become 10 modulus 2. So, 10 modulus 2 will give me 0. So, the expression here becomes 0 equals 0, which is true. Okay. Then I have got the AND operator and then I have got num modulus div2. So, num is 10 and div2 is 5. So, the modulus will be 0. So, the expression becomes 0 equals 0. Condition is true. So, true and true will give me true. So, ultimately the whole expression becomes true and it will print 10 is divisible by 5 and 2. So, let us check the output for this. So, let us check 10, 5, 2. Okay. So, 10 is divisible by 5 and 2. Let us try out some other numbers. Let us say 15, 3 and 15. Okay. So, 15 is divisible by both. So, the output is 15 is divisible by 3 and 15. Let us try out some other number 25, 5 and 2. This time 25 is divisible by 5, but it is not divisible by 2. So, we should get this message that 25 is not divisible by both the numbers. So, I hope you have understood this program. Question number 3. Write a program to input student's name, class, roll number and marks in 5 subjects. Compute the total marks, percentage and grade as per the following table. So, if the percentage is greater than or equal to 95, the grade should be A plus. If the percentage is between 85 and 95, grade is A. If the percentage is between 75 and 85, grade is B. If it is between 55 and 75, grade is C. And if it is between 40 and 55, grade is D. and if it is below 40, the grade should be E. So, the input will be taken here as parameter for name, class, roll number, and then the 5 subject marks in the variables M1, M2, M3, M4 and M5. Okay. Now, we need to calculate the total. So, the total is calculated on line number 6 by doing M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5 and then storing the result in the variable total. Okay. So, now we have the total. In the next line, that is line number 7, we are dividing total by 500 and then multiplying it with 100, so that it gives us the percentage. Okay. So, our percentage is also calculated here. Now, on the next line, we are declaring a grade variable of type string, okay, which will store the required, the calculated grade. So, control comes to line number 10 and the condition here is percentage is greater or equal to 95. If this condition is true, then in grade A plus will be assigned, okay, and if the condition is false on line number 10, then next condition will be checked whether percentage is greater or equal to 85 and less than 95. So, if this condition is true, then string A will be assigned to variable grade, and if this condition becomes false as well, so the next condition will be checked. Next condition is percentage greater or equal to 75 and percentage is less than 85. If this condition is true, then grade will store B, and if this is false, then the next condition is checked. Here, if the percentage is greater or equal to 55 and the percentage is also less than 75, so if both the conditions are true, then C will be assigned to grade, and if that becomes false, if this condition on line number 16 becomes false, then line number 18, this condition will be checked. If percentage is greater or equal to 40 and it is less than 55, then D will be assigned to grade, and if all the above conditions, if all the conditions fail, so E will be assigned to grade. And if you notice, I haven't written a condition here if percentage is less than 40. Okay. So, why is that? Because that is very obvious. Okay. Control will come to this line when all the above conditions fail. Okay. And when will the condition fail? Let us look at the immediate condition. Percentage should be greater or equal to 40 and percentage should be less than 55. So, obviously, the percentage is below 40. The percentage is below 40, that is why this condition became false. That is the reason why I do not need to recheck. The percentage should be less than 40 here. But even if you do check, even if you check if percentage, if percentage is less than 40, if you want, you can do it like this also, it is not an issue, that is also fine. So, this will decide the grade and then ultimately will print all the data available. Okay. So name, class, roll number, total, percentage and grade. So let's have a look at the output. So first we need to input a name. Let's call it Tom. Okay, then class, let's say 5. Okay, roll number, let's say 1001, M1 89, 99, M3 100, 96, 78. Okay, so these are the input I have given, and let's see the output. Oh, okay, first input should be a string, so we need to enclose it within double quotes. Similarly, the next is also a string. Okay, so now you can see that it is showing us the output. Name is Tom, class is 5, roll number is 1001, total is 462, percentage is 92.4 and grade is A. Okay. So, this is how we need to solve this question, right. The next question is question number 4. So, write a program to accept month number and print the corresponding season. Okay. So, you have to input a month and you have to print the corresponding season. That is, if the month is 4, 5 or 6, then you will print summer. If it is 7, 8, 9, you will print rainy. If it is 10, 11, 12 or 1, then you will print winter, and if it is 2 or 3, spring should be printed, and if it is anything beyond 1 and 12, then invalid month should be printed. So, let us have a look. Okay, so I am taking the month as parameter of int type. Then first of all we are checking the value of month, is it equal to 4 or is it equal to 5 or is it equal to 6. If this condition is true, then line number 7 gets executed and it will print it is summer season. But if condition on line number 6 becomes false, then control will come to line number 8. Here it will check whether month is equal to 7 or if it is equal to 8 or month is equal to 9. So, if any one of the condition becomes true on line number 8, it may be this condition, it may be this condition or it may be this condition. If any one of the condition becomes true, then it will print it is rainy season. Okay. Similarly, if condition on line number 8 fails, then line number 10 will be checked for 10, 11, 12 or 1. So, if any one of the condition on line number 10 becomes true, then it will print it is winter season. Similarly, if the condition fails on line number 10, line number 12 will execute, okay, and it will check whether month is equal to 2 or month is equal to 3. If this condition, if any one of the condition on line number 12 is true, then it is going to print it is spring season, else it is going to print, okay, it is going to print invalid month. Okay. So, let's compile and execute this. Let's input some number here, let's say 12. So, you can see it is showing winter season. Let's check some other month, 15, invalid month. Then 5, it is summer season. Then 7, it is rainy season. Okay. So, this is how question number 4 needs to be done. Now, the next question is question number 5. So, this one is interesting. Write a program to read gender code in the form of M or F, okay, a character that is, and the age also, and then we have to print the price of the haircut. So, the charges will be calculated something like this. If it is a male customer, okay, and if the age is less than equal to 13, the charge is 200, and if the age is greater than 13 of that male, then the charge is 300. Okay. And for female customer, if the age is less than equal to 13, then the charge is 250, and if the age is greater than 13, then the charge is 350. Okay. So, in this program you have to use nested if. Okay. So, that using nested if will be the optimum approach. Okay. You can do it without nested if also, but nested if will be better. Okay. First of all, we will check if the gender code is male. If the gender code is male, then we will check for the age. Okay. If age is greater or equal to 13, the price will be 200. Okay. And if it is not greater than equal to 13, then the price should be 300. Okay. Similarly, if this becomes false, if this condition becomes false, I will check if the gender is female. Okay. And then if this condition is true, then I will check the age again. If the age is less than equal to 13, then the price, the charge will be 250, else the charge will be 300. Okay. And if this condition also fails, the second if, that means in the gender code we have got something wrong. It is something other than M or F. So, at that point we are going to display a message that the gender code is invalid. So, let us have a look at the code. So, I have taken the age and gender code G code as parameter. Then inside I have declared a variable charge and initialized it with 0. Now, on line number 8, okay, I have used a slightly different approach than what I explained earlier. Okay, only slightly different. Instead of checking for invalid gender code after checking for male and female, I am checking it right at the start only. If it is okay, gender code is stored in the variable G code. So, I am checking if G code is not equal to M and G code is also not equal to F. Okay. That means, in G code we neither have M nor F. That means, there is something else in the gender code. So, we are going to print a message invalid gender code exiting. Okay. And then I am calling the exit function to stop the program. Okay. So, let's execute and have a look at this invalid gender code execution. Okay. So, let us give the age as 15 and the gender code as B. Okay. So, you can see the output is invalid gender code exiting. Okay. Now some students might be confused, why have I used and here and not or? The reason is, if we use or here, okay, what will happen, that let us say in G code I entered B, okay. So what will happen, first this condition will be checked, if G code is not equal to M, okay. So this condition will become true because character B is not equal to character M. The first condition will become true. So as soon as this becomes true, this second condition will not be checked, because the OR operator, the logical OR operator requires one of the operands to be true. So if it is true, it will not check for the second operand, okay. So what will happen, it will display invalid gender code exiting and system dot exit 0. That means the program will close. So if we enter something else other than M or F, it's fine, even if you put an OR here, okay. But let's say the input is F, okay. The input I have provided is character F. So what will happen, first this first condition will be checked, F, okay. So character F is not equal to character M. Condition is true, control comes inside, prints invalid gender code exiting and the program will exit, but this is not what should have happened. F is a valid gender code, our program should not have exited, okay. So this is happening because we have got an OR here, an OR operator. This condition became true, so the second condition was not checked. That is the reason why we need to write AND operator here, so that both the values are checked, okay. So now when I say M, when I provide the input as F, what will happen, G code is not equal to M, so that is true, okay, and G code is not equal to F, so this will be false. So overall the condition will be false, and since the condition becomes false, this code will not get executed, okay, and that is what we want. If the gender code is F, we need to proceed ahead. So if this condition is false, then the control will come to the else part, and the else part has got a nested if, okay. Inside it we are checking for the gender code, if it's M, okay. If this condition is true on line number 15, then I will check the age. If the age is less than equal to 13, the charge will be assigned with the value 200, else the charge value will be assigned with the value of 300, okay. That is, if the age is greater than 13. Similarly, if this condition becomes false, okay, that means definitely in G code we have F, okay. So this else part is going to execute, and in this else part again we are checking for the age value. If age is less than equal to 13, the charge will be 250, else if the age is greater than 13, the charge will be 350. So let's finally will display the message, okay. Let's see the output. So let's enter the age as 20 and the gender code as M. So, you can see the charge is 300 because it is a male, age is 20, gender is male, age is 20, that means charge is 300. Now, similarly, let us check for below 13, let us make it 12 and the gender is male. So, now you can see that it is showing me the charge is 200 for a male 12 years old. Let us check for female, 26, gender code F, so 350. Let us check for below 15 or below 13. So, the charge for female below 13 is rupees 250, and if the gender code is something else other than M and F, then invalid gender code exiting, program stops. So, I hope you have understood this program number 5.